Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining on the call today. We know you could be anywhere in the world today, but you're here with us, and we do appreciate you. Not going to go through the full list of everyone on the call, but I do appreciate each and every one of you for joining us today, and you are in for a treat. Today, we have none other than Mr. Backbone and Posture, and I know a lot of you have heard his story. He was at home working, decided to take a bathroom break, and his supervisor noticed that he was no longer at the computer and gave him a call. And it was at that moment that he decided he needed to do something else. And without further ado, I'm going to give you all Mr. Sam Foster, Backbone and Posture.
Morning, ACN family from around the world. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever time zone you may be in. All right, I'm coming to you on this Friday. I want to say a special thanks to Jabri Clemens and, of course, Mr. Thomas for this wonderful platform. I won't be before you long. I want to be precise and I want to be in sync as well as being on purpose. All right. If you're taking notes, the title of this message, is You're Almost There. That's right. You heard me right. You're almost there. And the reason why I titled it You're Almost There is because at some point in your business, in your journey, as being an IBO, you often think, can I do it? Can I make it? Is it possible? It is possible. And you're almost there. I just want to encourage you today, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to know that some things that you've done and some things that you do are not abnormal, especially being an entrepreneur. I know that I have people on this call that have jumped on for the first time, people on this call that's been on here for years, and people that is going to see this call at a later time. I want you to know, think it not strange that you go through the things that you do in your business as an entrepreneur, especially in ACN. Think it not strange that you go through the things that you do. Let me give you for instance. Think it not strange that sometimes you can make a phone call to somebody, they say they're interested, and all of a sudden they go into witness protection. Think it not strange as an entrepreneur that you invite 10, 15 people to an event, and all of a sudden, little to nobody shows up. Think it not strange that you get a bunch of promises, Eventbrite, texting, email, I'll be there. And all of a sudden, you look around, where are they? Well, let me share this with you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to being an entrepreneur. That's right. Welcome to being an entrepreneur. You're supposed to go through that. Let me give you a bigger example. What if you had everything your way at the same time you wanted it? There's no success without a little bit of a struggle. There's no success without some sort of testimony. There's no test that can be given to you unless you have a testimony. Think about that for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Just think about that for a minute. Think about all the people that gave up. And you did not give up. Whether you've been in for a day, whether you've been in for an hour, whether you've been in for a few years, you're not giving up. Every day, you're getting closer and closer to your goal. Well, why is that? I don't feel like it, Sam, but watch this. Somebody on this call were in your same, they were in your same position. And now they're in another position, all because they did not give up. These are the things that we go through, ladies and gentlemen, as an entrepreneur. So when you get to the place where you're finally mentoring somebody else, when you're finally on a call like this and you're asked to speak, you pull from those times when things were not going so well. You pull from those times when you had small victories that became large victories. You look at all the people that you can think of that could have been in the position that you're in that quit. They're no longer around, but you're here. You're here to tell your story. You're still fighting. You're still achieving. Well, there's one customer, one IBO, one thing that you're doing as opposed to another. Every day, you're getting closer and closer and closer, and you're almost there. I even think about this this image that I saw a couple of months back on social media. The picture showed somebody actually digging their way out of their situation. One picture showed the person giving up. The other picture showed if they would have hit one more time of digging, they would have been out on the other side. Well, why do you say that, Sam? I say that, ladies and gentlemen, because everything that you do every day prepares you for your victory. Everything you do every single day in every single way prepares you for your victory. You got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, somebody's always coming behind you, and somebody's always watching you. Let me say that again. For somebody who's taking notes, somebody is always coming behind you, and somebody's always watching you. Now, let me give you, for instance, if everybody can just close their eyes for a minute. No peeking, no peeking, no peeking. I see some people raising their eyes just a little bit. No. Close your eyes for a little bit. I want you to think about two trains of thought. Two trains of thought. I want you to think about where you started, where you are right now, and where you want to be. Let me repeat that again. Where you started, where you are right now, and where you want to be. I want that to play in your mind for the next week. Let me say it again for clarity. Where you started, where you are right now, and where you want to be. Those are the three things of thought I want to wrap around your mind while you got your eyes closed. You started from point A. You're currently at another point. May not be where you want to be, but you're not where you used to be. How I know that? Because you're on this call. I'm going to say it again. I know it because you're on this call. That's a step in the right direction. And then ask yourself, where do I want to be? And if you can say to yourself, I want to be achieving more. I want to see myself in the next 6 months, in the next 2 months. I want to see myself in another position. I want you to ask yourself, what is it that I can do to put me in that position? One thing you can do is continue to get on the calls. Another thing you can do is continue to believe in yourself. Because one thing I do know, if you continue to believe in yourself, nothing is impossible. And if you're a real entrepreneur, you are to expect bumps in the road. But I also realize this, those bumps become a smooth landing the more you keep walking. Let me repeat that. The more you keep walking, you're going to find yourself talking to somebody who had the same mentality you used to have, and you got the solution for it. The solution is keep going, keep going, keep going, and keep going. But I feel like this: we're not about feelings. As a real entrepreneur, You don't go off your feelings. You go off your level of consistency. Let me repeat that again. As an entrepreneur, you never go off your feelings. Your feelings can fool you. As an entrepreneur, you're always trained. You're always trained to go off your level of consistency. In other words, if you can continue to repeat the process, and be consistent and persistent, you're going to find yourself in another lane. You're going to find yourself on another level. And then you'll find yourself mentoring people that used to talk like you did, that used to walk like you did. And then you're going to find yourself mentoring people that used to be like you, and you're on the level of people that's above you, like the SVPs, the RVPs, the RDs. How do you think they got in the position that they're in, ladies and gentlemen? They continue to walk. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. Told you I'll be short and sweet. I'll leave you guys with this. Imagine yourself being in a snowstorm. Imagine yourself being in the rain, a downpour in the rain. Do you guys realize that that stuff does not last? If you keep driving your car, you'll eventually come out of the rain. If you continue to walk, even though it may be cold and it may be snowing, do you eventually realize that the snow ceases at some point? But the key phrase is you continue to move. Do something every day that allows yourself the opportunity to say, I did something to advance my business. I did something to advance my character. I did something to push forward. There's nothing wrong with being consistent. The problem is when you say to yourself, I'm stuck. Because the number one factor is what you say to yourself. It's not what other people say to you, it's what you say to yourself. Because if you can think it, you can be it. And if you can be it, you can do it. And if you're consistent, eventually the mountain has to move. This has been my time, ladies and gentlemen. This has been my time of sharing just a thought that has been on my mind. And if you think it, you can achieve it. And if you can achieve it, you might as well believe it. It's up to you. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for letting me share. Thanks for letting me operate on this platform. Once again, go ACN, go. Thank you.